What's up everyone? The second eviction of Big Brother 27 has taken place and a brand new head of household has been crowned. So stick with me folks as I tell you what the plan is and who they are going to target. We've got so much to talk about, so welcome to your live feed update. Right before we get started folks, if you are new around here, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm here every single day giving you everything you need to know about what's going on inside that crazy, chaotic, messy, and add a few more house. If you subscribe, I've got your back. I'm not letting you down. I'm going to let you know every single thing that's going on, from vote talk to strategies to alliances to all the drama sprinkled in between. I got you. So just hit that subscribe button. And also, one more thing, folks. If you could hit the like button, that would mean the absolute world to me. It really helps me out more than you know. As a smaller content creator, just getting my videos out into the YouTube algorithm, those likes really make a difference, and it takes all of 0.2 seconds just to click that little thumbs up down there. So there's two things there, folks. Subscribe, like. Let's get to the update. Question of the day, folks, as we hurtle into week 3 of the game, who do you think is playing the best game? Who right now has set themselves up the most to win Big Brother 27? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, folks, we will waste absolutely no time. Our brand new head of household, here we go, folks, is Lauren. A massive congratulations to Lauren. It's crazy. Right before the feeds came back, I was talking to my partner Sam, who you all know and love, and I was saying, I said, what's your gut saying? Who do you think is going to win HOH? And Sam was really unsure, but I said, I think Lauren. And I'm not just saying that. I wouldn't just say that. I'm not that much of an attention seeker, because I know there are people out there who would do that, but genuinely, my gut said Lauren. And when those feeds came back about 10-15 minutes later, we found out that Lauren was the head of household. Do I think she needed to win HOH is a completely different other equation, but my gut said that she was going to win, and then she did. So I was pretty impressed with my guess there, but she didn't need to win at all. And we're going to talk about that and how this is correlated into her nominations and all the talks that came beforehand and all the stressing out and crying that came. Yeah, it's loaded, folks. It's a heavy one. Happy Friday. But yeah, she didn't need to win that. She has been playing the middle quite successfully. People have been kind of onto her a little bit, saying she needs to play her cards a bit more. But judging by these sets of nominations, she's still trying to keep the cards as close to her chest as possible. We're going to get to it and all the lead up to it, because that is just as important as the nominations, because boy oh boy, it was a messy evening and an even more messy morning. One of the very first things that happened after Lauren had won head of household was Zach, of course, getting into her ear. Zach wants a slice of Lauren, he wants a slice of the action, and he wants to take her out on a date after they're out the house. And of course, that makes total sense that he would be all over Lauren. So prepare this week also for a potential Morgan spiral. Not saying she's going to tank her game, but she is very much into Zach. Zach is not into her whatsoever, but Morgan keeps trying to the point where it's becoming a little bit cringy and uncomfortable. And I feel like from my years of covering Big Brother, I've noticed showmancers, the catalyst or something that at least initiates it is usually when somebody, a prospective person in a showmance or the pre-showmance, wins head of household, because then you get that private room to yourself where you can put Marvin Gaye on and do your thing. Apart from nobody's putting Marvin Gaye on, which is so disappointing. Lauren did actually choose Beyonce as her HOH album, because if you didn't know, folks, every single week the HOH, they get like a basket of goodies. If you're new to the game, of course, they get a basket of goodies, and they all get an album. They get an album of their favourite song or favourite artist, so they can listen to some music. And my word, I bet music's a good break in that crazy house, because it's been so much chaos so far. But yes, Lauren chose Beyonce, but Zach has been getting into Lauren's ear about Mickey's power. We've talked about Mickey's power all last week and how she's been doing so well, but it seems like, I don't know, it feels like there could be a little bit of a spanner in the works here. Sorry, excuse my Britishness. a wrench. There's a wrench in the works, folks. There is a situation there because Mickey's power allows her to overthrow a head of household, but then the head of household will have 5 minutes to interrogate everybody, and then if they can decide who they think is trying to overthrow or who they know is overthrown, then that power gets cancelled out and Mickey will not be able to overthrow the head of household. Zach, of course, we talked about last week how he knows that Mickey has the power. Zach immediately told Lauren. Lauren told Vince, and it's just been a game of telephone since then. And it's kind of sad because Mickey's been playing a really good social game, but she is almost screwed with this power. I don't want to jump to a conclusion, but I'm starting to look at this power as if it's going to be unusable because it's starting to become an open secret in the house. It really didn't help in the competition that, like, I feel like people were very much aware of who was getting what power. So it's a tough one, and it was definitely a flaw in production's side there because that could have been mega. But it's starting to look now like Mickey's power is going to be unusable. Not that she planned to use it this week. It's valid up until jury. But as long as somebody wins HOH that the secret is being kept from, she stands a chance, but it's starting to spread like wildfire, basically rendering Mickey's power almost useless. Speaking of Mickey, there was a very tender moment between her and Ava that I had to bring up. It was so lovely. Mickey was talking about how she didn't really know who she was until her 30s. That's a big confession to make, and that was a very vulnerable thing to say. And she was basically saying to Ava how much she admires her and how proud she is of her for being who she is and knowing who she is at such a young age. Ava's mid-20s, so that's again, and Mickey's older than that, so she was just saying how proud she was. And I thought that was a really sweet moment because there's always the naysayers when it comes to the oddball or, the quirky person, and people always hate on them. But whenever I see those hate comments, I kind of just automatically assume that these folks aren't really happy in themselves when you see people saying mean things about Ava, because I think to criticize somebody for being themselves and for being who they are, it comes across as insecure. So when you get an opposite moment of that, like Mickey just saying, do you know what, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, and your confidence is amazing, and I wish I had your confidence, and I wish I knew who I was at your age. You're doing amazing, and I'm so proud of you. When I saw that moment, I thought, we talk way too much about sometimes the negative stuff on Big Brother, and I just thought that would be so nice to bring that up. That was a wonderful, tender moment there. Mickey and Ava continuing to deepen their friendship together. It's very sweet to see, and go Ava, keep being you. You are a wonderful human, just like Mickey said. With the perfect segue, speaking of Ava, we've been able to do that twice today. Well done, Tom. Give myself a pat on the back for that. With Ava, she tried to go for a one-on-one meeting with Lauren, because that's usually what the HOHs do every single week. Before they make the nominations, they hear everyone out. They've usually made their mind up before, and nothing usually changes because it's what the house wants, whatever. But there's usually one-on-ones before where you can try and sway them. And Lauren's talking to Zach, and Ava swings the door open, and she goes, it was just so funny, I had to put this down. She says, hey, please can I have a one-on-one with Lauren? Unless I'm not on the block, then honestly, I'm fine. She ain't messing around, is she? She's not messing around, and she's not, trying to be all polite and keep up appearances. She's basically saying, what you see is what you get on the tin, which is amazing. I love those kind of people. It's she waltzes in and basically says, I'll have a one-on-one if you're planning on nominating me so I can try and sway you not to. But if you're not planning on putting me on the block, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste yours. Have a good day. I'm off. I love Ava. Lauren spent a large portion of the morning crying and complaining about how she didn't want to make these nominations. For a start, I would ask, why did you win Head of Household then? I get it's a tough thing to do, to nominate people, but also, this is a game and you've got to pick and choose those moments for when you think you can make the swing and when you can go for your target, because otherwise, it's also something where people don't respect somebody as much who goes in and cries the whole time. And there's nothing wrong with crying at all, but it just comes across as less conviction when you've got your head of household reign. And I very much got the impression this morning that Lauren wants to do what the house wants. And if you guys have been following me for years, you know that's my least favourite kind of head of household reign. I think it's a pathetic excuse of a head of household reign when you do what the house wants. In Lauren's case, though, I will say, because she hasn't actually showed her cards yet and she's been holding them very close to her chest, and she's been very delicate in all these relationships that she goes around building because she is trying to play the middle. So then when she wants to do what the house wants, that makes sense, because then she's trying not to piss off this side or that side. She's putting the people on the block who she feels comfortable with. And already going into these one-on-ones this morning, she was hell-bent on... Well, I wouldn't... Hell-bent is the wrong word to use, but I've just seen this story too many times before. And, of course, I bet you can predict who it's going to be. It's Kelley, it's Keanu, and it's Will, the three people who've been on the block before. So... if that was anyone else, I probably would be criticising more, but because it's Lauren, I'm going to give her a little bit of leeway since she actually is actively trying to play all sides. But I also have to criticise, if you're trying to do that, why did you win HOH? You know, and then she's been crying about making nominations and not wanting to do it. And something I also don't like is how I've actively seen her talk to Will, and I believe it was Kelley. I think I'm not sure, but I've heard the phrase multiple times this morning to the people who she planned on nominating. You're the last person I want to see evicted this week. I don't want you to go anywhere. Well, why on earth are you nominating them? Back in Crazy Town, we need to look at Kelley. Kelley has talked about the fact that she is okay once again going up on the block. Do you know the other day when I was looking for the will to live? I'm still looking for it. I'm trying to find it. I haven't found it yet. Kelley. Usually these like head shakes and shock things come maybe week 7, week 8, week 9, just a disbelief of you've known these people for 2 months. What are you doing? You know, they're not going to change their patterns. Why are you doing this? Or why are you just laying down, not doing anything? But here we are, folks. Week 3. Kelley! What? It's so hard for me to go, yeah, this is a good game. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. She is continually saying, hey, you can put me up, because she is so confident that she can pull herself down. And I admire that in a weird way, because it adds more chaos to the game, which I like. And to be honest, just because of how Lauren's approached this, and she's crying about nominations and how she doesn't want to nominate anyone when she decided to win HOH, and also it doesn't align with her keeping her cards close to her chest. I hope that her nominations get split right down the middle, and then some chaos has to start happening. She has to make some replacements, because this right now, it's too easy. And in terms of like replacement as well, she's even already made plans for a replacement nominee before the nominations were made. This is before the idea of Ashley being a replacement nominee was already thrown around. But then Ashley had a good conversation with Lauren, and then I feel like Lauren is going to be emotionally tied in the direction she goes, because right now the 4 easy ones to do, of course, Kelley, Keanu, Will, and Ashley. Adrian could get thrown in there as well, and I did see his name come up a little bit, but again, I just think that's like, it's just the easy way out, isn't it? To me, even if I was on the jury, I would more likely give my jury vote to somebody who took swings at big people rather than just literally only had the range of the house guests who've already been nominated as people who she would put up again. I'm not a fan of this style of play. I liked old school where you would win HOH and you would just do what you wanted to do. I hate this avoidance that people do everyone's too scared to step on each other's toes, and it's just so annoying to watch. I'm never going to be able to fully really love that kind of player. I mean, of course, Lauren's got amazing things that I can point out, and I have pointed out for the past week. But of course, when they do something bad, I have to talk about that too. And to me, while this isn't bad, it's almost disappointing, I would say. It is early as well, so I guess you don't want to make waves, but there's still something. There's still something to be said about I'm never content when you are only willing to nominate the people who've already been nominated. It comes across as just kind of weak-minded and almost hive-minded as well, you know. I'm just going to follow the opinions of everybody else and follow what everybody else is doing instead of having a brain of my own. I was talking all last week about how I wanted Adrian to kick it into gear, and he did not do that at all. A massive congratulations to him for winning the BB Blockbuster. He has bought himself more time. Now is the time, Adrian, for you to lock in. And this morning, I saw a little bit of that. We got a spark, folks, with, Flint and Steel's going. We got a little bit of a spark. He was really, really, really trying to push for Rachel as a nomination. And while, again, it went nowhere, he was trying. And to me, I like a trier. I don't see Lauren trying to do anything with her HOH reign, Same with Jimmy last week. I was very, very critical of him. But guess what Adrian's trying to do? He's trying to take out Big Brother legend Rachel Riley. All right? I don't see anybody else trying to do that right now. And Adrian is trying. While he might not be getting anywhere with it, trying goes a long way. Because if everybody just shut down and just kind of went with the flow, it would be boring. So I have a little bit more vested interest in Adrian this week, as long as he keeps this up and continues to try and game rather than just lie down with this defeatist attitude. But again, he could find himself on the block later this week if a nominee comes down with the power of veto. He is going to potentially be in jeopardy there, but I hope he uses these next few days to get some grounding in the game, make a few more bonds, make a few stronger alliances, and worm his way in like he said he was going to in the preseason, because otherwise I can't be bothered for another defeatist Adrian at the end of the week. I'm not ready for that. But listen, as much as I love Rachel Riley, I'm trying to be unbiased right now as a commentator and just say, well done, Adrian, for going against the grid and trying to get the biggest legend in the house out. The feeds went down and the nomination ceremony took place, and when it came back, we found out who the nominees were. Lauren decided to nominate Kelley, Keanu, and Will for eviction. It's all coming from a mile away. Now, what I am interested in is what is Lauren's motive this week, because she hasn't really made it clear. She hasn't really explicitly stated a target. To me, this just screams, I don't want to piss anyone off, so let's just see what the house wants. And that's, again, why I can't even look at you guys right now and say a definitive target, because I think Lauren just wants to leave it up to the house. It's a viable strategy, trying not to piss anyone off, but also it doesn't really establish you as a player. That's all. And again, I'm not calling Lauren the worst player in the world. Can we just remember nuance can exist? And it's one of those things where Lauren has played a great game so far, but this HOH, I am already getting the feeling she's really going to struggle to establish herself as a player. Again, the power vacuum is going to roll over into week 4. I've been talking about week after week after week after week. These head of households that we've had so far. Vince kind of fumbled his. It was kind of just a bit lackluster. Jimmy's, don't get me started, and then already Lauren's is kind of off to a little bit of an underwhelming start. Not to say it's going to be a bad head of household reign, but it's not. It hasn't really set the tone of the game. I'm a little bit concerned that we're going to get one of those kind of boring seasons that's going to roll into every single week of just let's put the people who've already been up on the block on every single week. But let's hold out on hope, because seasons have started like that before and then turned into something different where those people have actually managed to make it to the end. So who knows? But right now, as we're going into after the nominations, and the veto will be the next event of the week, Kelley, Keanu, Will on the block, and no target really established too much. It's really, and I hate to finish it this way, but it's going to be up to the house. Ugh, such a dirty word. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks, but you should stick around. I'm going to do super thanks and also mail day segment. This is so exciting. I love this new thing. We've got a new piece of mail to open from the PO box, so stick around for that. But first of all, we've got a few super thanks to hit off. First of all, we've got the wonderful Patricia Lester. Patricia says, thanks. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate you. People like you supporting the channel, buying me a coffee. You are the people who keep the channel going, and I mean that sincerely. So thank you so much, Patricia. That's so very sweet of you to send in a super thanks. I appreciate you, my love. Have an amazing day. Mwah. Second up, we've got the great Super Christian Meworld. And Super Christian Meworld says, I mean, Amy did summon Rachel into the game, so yeah, she is joined at the hip with her like a Pokemon to its trainer, a Final Fantasy character to an Esper, or a Persona to a... Wait for it. I realise some of you viewers don't play video games, lol, so I'll stop. I do play video games, so I understood every single word of that, and I appreciate you, Super Christian Meworld. That was very, very sweet. Video game viewers, say hi. I want to see who else plays video games, because I do, Super Christian Meworld does. Let's make us feel heard. Let me know if you play video games, but thank you so much, Super Christian Meworld. I appreciate you. You're always a light on this channel in the comment section, supporting me for the longest time, so thank you, sir. Have an amazing day. Next up, we have got the great David Cushmore. David Cushmore says, hi Tom, in the WWE world, Hulk Hogan has just passed away this weekend. It's hard to believe that he passed away. He was one of the all-time greats in the WWE. Yes, he was. Tom, in your next video, you should talk about Hulk Hogan. Yeah, let's do that right now. If you have a great memory of Hulk Hogan when he was wrestling with the WWE or the WCW, please let me know. He was the best wrestler of all time. Yeah, Hulk Hogan, man, rest in peace to him. That was some shocking news that happened yesterday. I remember... I talked about this in my live video a little bit last night, but I got the notification on my phone and I was shocked. I was shocked. Hulk Hogan, because for those of you who don't know, I only got into the WWE earlier this year, actually. So I've only watched a lot of the more modern stuff, but I have gone back a little bit, actually, because similar to Big Brother, when I first started, I started on 19 and then I went back to the beginning to watch them all through because I wanted to know everything in the game. And similar to WWE, I went back to WrestleMania 1 and I got to see these people like the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy, all these old school people. To me, the greats. You know what I mean? The game or the wrestling industry wouldn't be the same without those folks, and Hulk Hogan is exactly that. He was a trailblazer in the wrestling industry. So yeah, what a lovely tribute there to Hulk Hogan from David Cushmore. Thank you, David. I hope you have an amazing day. I appreciate you. And then last but certainly not least on the super thanks, we have got Kimberly the Goat, the wonderful Kimberly. Kimberly says, day 2 of my postcard search was a bust, but I have not given up yet. Yeah, keep that drive. I've decided to send you one that I made for myself for the time being. Oh, that's so sweet. With a picture of my beautiful little granddaughter Luna sipping tea. Oh, that's so sweet. She loves to watch your videos with me, so she wanted to send a picture of her pretending to sip tea or coffee with Tom while he talks about Big Brother. Stop, you're going to make me cry. I can't even... Oh. The hunt continues for the hometown postcard, though. Have a great day. Well, holding back the tears right there because that is one of the sweetest comments I've ever seen on the channel. Kimberly, that is so freaking sweet. I'm just going to say a massive hi to you right now. And if you are watching right now, hi Luna. I hope you're having an amazing day. You've got a great grandma there. Sending so much love to you both. Mwah. Thank you so much, Kimberly the Goat. If you've been watching me all this week, you will know that we introduced a brand new segment into the show called Mail Day segment, and we have new mail, folks. I am so excited to open this. If you guys want to send me anything to my PO box, I'll put the address on the screen right now where you can send in things. I'm trying to build out a postcard wall. That's the thing. So send your postcards in. I've had plenty of people in the comment section searching for hometown postcards. It's actually, I really love the community of it. It's very, very sweet. Community has kind of disappeared in this modern day and age, and I think community is so important. So I think a big part of why I'm trying to do this postcard wall of people sending in postcards from wherever is a big part of that is the community building aspect of it. So folks, if you want to be part of the postcard wall, send in a postcard. Address is right there for my PO box for anything else you guys want to send in. So I hope to get some mail from you soon. But of course, we've got to open this one today, and I know exactly who it's from. I believe this one is from Janora Truby, who is always in my comment section. They've been telling me for days on end that they have sent something. So I'm opening up this package right now to see what we've got inside, folks. All right. Here we go. Oh, folks, look at this. Look at this. Oh my God, I'm a happy boy right now. Y'all haven't seen it yet, but I've seen it. We've got a Big Brother hoodie. Oh my God, I love it so much. Oh my. This is going to be, I'm going to be wearing this constantly. Wow. I'm blown away. That is so very kind. Janora Truby, thank you so much. I appreciate you ever so much. That is amazing. You will definitely catch me wearing that in live feed updates. Thank you. Oh, I try not to get emotional in my videos, but I'm an emotional guy, and sometimes it slips out in moments like that because that's so very sweet. That was very kind. That's really brought a smile to my face. Just to be vulnerable for a second, I've had a bit of a tough day, and that just really did put a smile on my face. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What another great Mail Day segment. Thank you so much to the wonderful Janora Truby. I hope you all enjoyed the outro to this. I'm loving doing these little end bits where we can just kind of chat. It's really lovely, and to the folks who stick around all the way to the end, thank you. Y'all keep the channel going, and I appreciate y'all ever so much. And I'm going to stop saying y'all now because I've got to remember I'm not actually American, but I married an American, so I guess I've got a pass to say y'all. Is that right, Sam? Have I got a pass to say y'all since I married an American?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I appreciate every single last one of you. Don't forget I hope that you're all staying safe, staying positive, staying healthy out there, and remember to be kind to one another. I always want to make sure I say that. But in the meantime, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of that wonderful stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.